Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Unconfirmed podcast. This intro feels really weird. Not gonna lie.
It does.
I started saying it, and then I was like, this seems too normal.
You're like,
This seriously seems way too normal. Welcome to the
Hi.
Unconfirmed podcast. We're here talking about multiple things. Some anime, some streaming, some gaming. We're here with our co-host, Isaiah Stees.
Hello everyone. Hope you're doing well. Let's just slide right in to our first topic. Manga and anime versus manhwa. And I'm gonna let Hip just tell you guys what manhwa is.
Alright. So as we all know, manga is a Japanese. I would say Japanese.
Yeah, it's Japanese, like not.
Because I feel like there are Western
versions, but it's not
comics technically.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about comics, in different countries and how they do it in their style. There's comics, the U.S. Western just comics. Then you got manga, which is usually like the actual official Japanese comics, and then there's manhwa. I really hope that I'm pronouncing it correctly, because I mean it's like manga, except it's a HWA instead.
Yeah.
But it's basically a Korean term for their comics. So it's Korea's manga sort of thing.
It's their style or like their take on manga, essentially, and like comics in general. Which is like, honestly, I think the main difference between like comics, manga, and manhwa is just the stylistic of it, where it's like manga is like a lot of panels. Like manga and comics could be like kind of close, where it's like a lot of panels, a lot of text sometimes, and like some pages are just like one fight scene and multiple fight scenes. Where like manhwa is more like there could be like two things on one page.
Well,
but like
here's
little
here's
tasks.
what I would also say: the difference between manga and manhwa is usually, while manga goes from top right to bottom left. And you read, going left.
Yeah.
Manhwa goes down.
Yeah, just straight down.
It's just down. It's usually just a comic, or like just panels on top of panels, like sort of thing. It is one long panel.
And I feel like manhwa would be better for people who are already in the comics.
Yes. That's when we get down to the difference between them and what we want, like whether you should read stuff. Usually, like when we talk about manhwa, a lot of people, a good example would be Solo Leveling, or Noblesse. I don't remember how to pronounce it, but that one was...
It's one of those pronunciations.
That was one that got turned into an actual anime. And so, like, there's quite a few that are actually, like, known around. Another perfect example is God of High School. I believe that one's a manhwa.
I think so too, but I'm not 100% sure.
The art style is definitely similar. Like
it's very similar, yes.
If anything, I think it would definitely be based off of it.
Yeah, I think personally, if you're into, so let's say you don't read. Let's say you're someone who just doesn't like reading, but wants to know how this anime finishes before it comes out or whatever. Manga is basically made, not geared towards that, but it's like the stylistic of manga is like consistent in a sense, where it's like most of them like they're obviously writers have their own style, but they're consistent like black and white panels. Um, you're reading left to right, next page, or right to left. I mean,
Yeah. Um.
and go ahead.
I'm looking more stuff at manhwa,
Yeah.
um, and so there are a bunch of manhwas that are made left to right, like you read left to right.
Oh,
Yeah, which is really weird, just because that's it's kind of like a comic in the same situation
that's what
where.
I mean. Like I think comics and manhwa have a lot more in common than manga and manhwa because manga, I think, because like manhwa, from what I've seen, you can have like there's colored panels.
Hmm.
Manga, it's usually just black and white. Like the whole thing's just black and white.
Yeah.
Um, for the most part, they put the detail like in the shading and stuff, and like fight scenes and all that. I think I haven't read much manhwa. I have read or started one. I think it's called Bastard. I'm not too sure. Um, but I remember like in comparison to manga, there's a lot less writing. Like it's not like a page just full of text bubbles. Compared to manga, you could have one page that's just like a bunch of like different like inner monologue, dialogue.
I can't beat him. I need. How does he have that power of blah, 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 you know?
Yeah, and then like them also like talking to the person like, "How did you do that?" And in his head, he can't do this. This is unbelievable. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I used everything I had, you know. So and for anime, it's just easier because you hear all of it.
Yeah.
I think for the ease of it, like the ease of reading at least, I'd say if you were starting out, I'd say start with manhwa if you like comics and anime. If you don't really like comics, I'd just say go to manga, find like a short one, not just like an anime that you like. Just find like a shorter, maybe 30 chapter, 20 chapter little thing. Read it.
Or one that doesn't have such a incredibly long connected story.
Yeah, like you know, like
Um,
300 chapters or like One Piece or
give it like one that, like, you know is more for just like little pieces.
yeah, instead of like a whole batch of information every like chapter.
Yeah,
And like
some.
a bunch of bubbles everywhere, so you have to catch up with the reading, and like it releases every week, so you have to catch up, and yeah,
And then I would also like to mention something. If you guys read webtoons, you guys are getting
mm,
really close to actually reading manhwa, because usually webtoons are kind of based off of manhwa.
mm-hmm.
And webtoons, so, like, if you're sitting there reading whatever, and it's a webtoons, you try,
Manhwa's like the same, yeah,
manhwa is like the next step.
yeah,
um but like, I think when it comes down to it, if you've read, like, you like the style of comics,
yeah,
I would definitely say that's where you kind of take that step into manhwa. Now, if you have been watching like anime for quite some time and you're like, I want to read the manga, then I think you could,
yeah.
yeah, you can go into.
If you're just purely based off of anime, then yeah, manga. But if you wanna, like, if you like comics or webtoons or just like the stylistic, like if you look at the style of Manhwa and you see that's what you enjoy, then go for it. Because I personally prefer manga just for the detail base. Like I think like subconsciously I just prefer it. It's not like I'm like, oh, I don't like manhwa because of this. No, it's just like I'm more um used to and catered to manga because I've oh, this anime ended. Oh, is it gonna be another season in 2 years? Okay, I'm gonna read the manga. You know,
Hmm.
I think it's just a preference thing, to
Yeah,
be honest.
it really is just kind of a preference thing. And um yeah, if I had to go ahead and tell you to read a certain manhwa, um like I said, check out like
Solo Leveling for sure.
Solo Leveling. I think that one's like on the border of webtoons and
Yeah.
manhwa. Like,
So I think it's perfect for someone who's like in between.
yeah. And then definitely check out Noblesse. I hate saying that name just because I
You
think it's
don't understand
Noblesse.
here.
I think it's Noblesse because it's like
Yeah.
noble, and then it's like SSE.
Noblesse.
Noblesse.
Yeah.
If you like a good old kind of overpowered character that doesn't really care about it, but secretly does.
On the low, does.
Yeah. Um, but like I don't know, that one's you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just check them all out. You know,
Yeah. Give him a little taste. See what you like more, honestly.
read one page here, one page, and then
Read one page of each, and then just see which one you like.
yeah, honestly,
Let's get into the next topic. Recently, I took like a 3 week. I want to say
I
maybe a
mean,
month
yeah, it was like 3 weeks.
to a
I mean,
month.
even this podcast, we took an extra like week off.
Yeah. Um, from streaming,
Yeah.
and it's just because I had like a lot going on in my personal life. Just a lot going on in general. But I just want to talk about as a streamer because I think we talked about
I
before
think we've definitely talked about taking breaks and what it'll do and affect your
community.
community and stuff like that, but I don't think we've talked about um what it'll do for you.
As a
I think.
streamer, if
Yeah.
you're a streamer at least. So I just want to talk about that a little bit because again, I was gone for like I think this is the longest span I haven't streamed like since I started. It was 3 weeks, just no streaming. And at the beginning, it felt really weird in a sense of I wasn't, on like Wednesday or Sunday or Friday. I wasn't getting ready for stream. I just come home and be like, oh no, I'm okay. Like do something else, put my focus on other things. But at the end of it, it was really good. Like I streamed yesterday, and compared to when I was streaming before the break, it went a lot better. Like my energy, my capability of like talking and like keeping things entertaining and stuff. And I find that when people take breaks, they just jump back into their own routine, which is not the best because it's like if you let's say you stream regularly for like 6 hours or 8 hours, whatever, something crazy, like a crazy number, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you take a break for 3 weeks or to a month. You're not gonna be like you'll be able to do it, but you're not gonna be comfortably able to do a 6 hour stream after taking almost a month off because your body and mind aren't used to entertaining for that long because you've been off for so long. So instead of doing, I think I usually do 4 hour streams. I did a 2 hour stream, and then I'm just gonna ease back into it, which I think is really good, at least for like people's mental health. And if you have a lot going on in your personal life, you should definitely take a break. Assess those issues. Come back when you're feeling better, or if you have, if you're just not in the right headspace. Like if you're not feeling the best about your stream, you should take a break just to see like, okay, I'm not feeling the best about these streams. I'm gonna take a week. Think about like what I could do better, what I could do, what I'm doing bad, what figure out what works and what doesn't work. Right. So I think for streamers at least, breaks are really important.
Yeah, I think like from my perspective and things and some stuff that I've had before,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a sense of like say for my situation, for anyone's situation, as soon as you get that stream schedule down, like, hey, I'm streaming Tuesdays and Fridays, be there. All of a sudden, you can have a rough Tuesday and you're like, I this is my stream schedule. I said that I would stream on Tuesdays and Fridays. I need to. I think that's a big problem that I've seen and I've had personally is, oh, this is my stream schedule. I need to stream. And I think you guys, like, if you're thinking about a break, just remember there isn't a need to stream. I think if you need time off, if you want to rest, you should be able to go ahead and do that. The need to stream is never really a good thing in the fact of, I mean, as soon as you start thinking that, streaming is in general is just gonna be kind of hard because you're not there because you want to be there and you want to just play some games and talk to some people. You're doing it because I said I would. And
I told these people that I'm gonna stream, so
yeah.
now I have to because I said this thing, and everyone's gonna think I'm, inconsistent because I'm not doing it. No, dude, that mentality is so just bad.
Yeah.
Because you get into a train of thought where it's like you feel as if you need to be there, but in all honesty, they are just happy if you're there or not there. They're happy to be there if you're not feeling well. They're happy to support you, or at least they should. If they're making you feel bad for not streaming, then that's not, they're not the right people to be in your community, essentially.
Yeah.
Like if they're like, hey, like, you haven't streamed in so long, what the hell, dude? You said you're gonna do schedule this and this, blah blah blah, and you tell them like, hey, I'm like a lot going on in my personal life, and they just go like, okay, and that's like, they're literally just being toxic at that point, and you shouldn't let those people affect your mental health. Like you taking time for your mental health, or just your mind to reset by taking a break.
Yeah, and I feel like that's definitely happened to me a lot this past like week or so, because of finals are coming up for college and high school for many people, and I think like a lot of people have been put through that same thought process
Yeah.
of, I should be studying. I need to get this stuff done, or I've been studying all day. I kind of want to break, but I need to stream. And I was lucky enough. Like the other day, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead, take some time. I don't need to stream tonight. And people, luckily, my community had been perfectly fine with it. The next stream that I had, they asked how I was, in fact, and it's nice to see it, and it's really nice to know that sometimes they're not just like, dang, I was sitting there Wednesday waiting for your stream, but that never happened. Instead, they were just like, oh, how are you feeling? How's it going? Just like, I don't know. They acted like I was gone. Like they knew about my mental stuff that I was like working on, and how tired I was. But then they also didn't talk about the fact that I was gone, and
they didn't make it a point to mention.
That's what you got to remember, is that's what most communities are going to be like, unless, like Isaiah said, it's a really toxic community. Most of the time, they will completely understand if you're, feeling sick today, or you're busy at work or school or whatever. It's always completely okay for you to take a break if you feel like you need one. And you shouldn't think that way, like, I didn't stream today. This screws up everything, and I'm just not
My
consistent.
whole plan is ruined. Yeah, like the whole day's ruined. Their day, many people's days, and you just get worse by thinking that way. So I personally think if you feel like you're too tired or you feel like you're underperforming your streams, take a break. Take a nice, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you shouldn't feel bad because it's literally how we work as people. Like once you take a break from something, rest and then come back to it, you're better off because you're rested. Like it's not, it's never gonna hinder you. You know.
Yeah, yeah. And then even then, I would still say it's okay to do. Once you're off a break, you're like, all right, I'm gonna get back to streaming. I'm gonna go back to stream. Don't don't think that. All right, I've been gone a week. I have to plan something big
Yeah.
because then you put on a whole different level of stress because you go, this comeback stream
Mm-hmm.
has got to be something big and got to be like a full, oh, I'm back, we're doing crazy things, or we're look at this big update that I have on our channel.
Yeah. Look at new camera, new thing. You know what I mean? Also, you shouldn't get your hopes up. Also, for your streams, essentially, like you shouldn't be like, "Oh, I've been gone. I'm gonna have 20 viewers because
Yeah,
no, I've been gone for so long. People are gonna see notification like, whoa, he's back. Because no, it's not how. People are still gonna be busy with their lives. People are still gonna be doing their thing. Depending on what time you stream and depending on like your audience in your community, they'll still be busy, or
yeah.
or they'll
When
or
you think
they'll
about it, you coming back, you gotta just treat it like it's really any other stream. I mean,
yeah.
if you shouldn't put too much pressure into it. You shouldn't stress about that stuff, and then you shouldn't also don't expect just because it's like big comeback that all of a sudden everyone's like, oh my goodness, big comeback, even though I don't know, unless you're planning like a huge event and you've talked about it. That's the only time, like unless you've been like, oh, I'm coming back on next Wednesday. I have something big on next Wednesday. Then you might it might be otherwise.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, all right, I'm back from my break. I'm gonna go ahead and start streaming again. Don't expect
Don't
everyone
expect
to
don't expect your entire you know
all of your
10,
followers
10,
to
10,
show up
50,
on your
100, you know what I mean? Like it could be any amount. It could be 500, 200, 150, 10 even. Don't expect all of them to all have your notifications on to
yeah.
the point where they see you live and like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm joining. I'm gonna be there for the whole 4 hours, 3 hours. You know what I mean? They might pop in. You might see people lurking, popping in and out, but not 20 people at one time.
Yeah, and I think that's also a good state of, if you don't think that way, you might be pleasantly surprised when if it does go that way. All of a sudden people start showing up. That's a nice
Basically, just
surprise.
don't have expectations. Because like when you like for the stream at least. Anyways, we should probably get off this topic because we're
Yeah,
gonna keep
we've
rambling
we've
about
been
it.
talking about this for quite some time, but
But let's get into our most consistent
yeah,
topic.
we were saying about taking a break. These are some streamers that have been pretty consistent with their streaming
All
on
right,
the
hip.
complete other side of the spectacle.
Out of the spectrum. All right,
Spectrum,
hip.
thank you. Spectacle? I don't know what I was saying. Anyways, we're talking about the streamers of the week. Alright.
Hip as tradition. Go ahead.
Alright. My streamer of the week. Watch, I'm going straight to it. I don't even need to look up the Twitch because
It's
I
on the
know the
screen.
stream. It's already on
Yep.
the screen because you guys can see. I am talking about Kazachi. She's a wonderful streamer. Plays a lot of Minecraft. If you like building and you like a lot of Minecraft building, make sure to check her out. She does a few things like build battles like weekly. It's really cool. And then she also recently played Fortnite. And invited me to play, which is worrying because it's Fortnite, but an excellent streamer. The Fortnite stream was very fun.
Yeah.
You know. But make sure to check them out. They were on the screen. We'll stick them back on the screen again.
On the screen again.
It'll be.
Look at that.
Look at. We're sticking on over the other one.
Yeah.
Now there's 3 of them on here.
That was just 3. Yeah. No, now there's 4. 4, one in each corner. Damn.
1 in each corner.
Yeah.
And 1 on
Wow.
Isaiah's face.
Wow. Hi. My streamer of the week is Hey, it's Joanne on the screen right now. As you can see.
Wow.
Mainly just plays Valorant. You know? Just
Some good old Valorant.
You know? Usually plays like late night and just plays over friends. It's very like non-toxic, which is nice, you know, like
it's a nice change of pace in the
Valorant community.
Yeah.
Because I see people, you know, most people see people play Valorant and they're like, oh, they're fire stacking, be toxic, whatever. No, they're naturally always just having. It's a lot of fun, and you know, they're nice to talk to and everything. So I definitely recommend checking them out. Hey, it's Joanne on the screen again, on the screen again, and on the screen again. Look at that! Wow. Insane, insane edits. Look at that. This green screen is working wonders for us.
Oh yeah.
But on that note, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. I was about to do my Twitch. Outro. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see a streamers of the week, follow us on Twitter. They'll also be down in the description below.
And for audio, it'll be somewhere in that bio or whatever we have.
But hey, audio listeners, if you can't find it, there's always the Twitter and YouTube people. Hey, if you just want to listen to us on the go, we're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many other platforms. You want to check us out? Links down below. Also, for YouTube people, links for streamers of the week will be below as well. And if you want to check out me or Hip, our links will be down there as well. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we shall see you guys next time.
All right. What we gotta do now? Gotta whip this up.